Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome to the stream. Today, got the new launch of the weekly Red Dead Online Roundup. It's a bit of a mouthful, I know. I might change the title. Who knows? So far, we've got 7 people watching. This is like literally the first thing I've said so far. The aim of the game is to basically talk all things Red Dead, including new updates. Glitches, exploits, out of bounds, legendary animals, anything to do with Red Dead Online this week. Got a special guest. There will be at least one special guest every week. If not, I'll do the show on my own if necessary. But this week we have special guest Choo Choo in the bottom right of the screen there. Do you want to say hello there, Choo Choo?
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello.
We do smash Red Dead for an inordinate amount of time. Every day. Choo Choo is Mr. Gold himself. What's your gold now on Choo Choo?
Like, I don't think I'm like 14, 26 or something, 14, something like that. Something heavy.
Okay. I am kind of relying on people in the chat to do most of the work for me. I'm a bit lazy like that, so feel free to pose your questions in the chat, and we'll all have a good time. So this week, Choo Choo, let's start with the Vitalism update as part of the Naturalist update. You know what I mean? So what are your thoughts on this so far? Because obviously you can go get them Harrietum officinalis plants. They're sort of like collectibles. I did do a guide video, so feel free to go check that out. And basically, once you've done that, you go to that spot in Big Valley and you can turn into a buck. Have you done it yet, Choo Choo?
I done it today, and like it's 5 minutes and then it closed earlier, so I don't really see the point in it. Like, unless they're gonna bring it in later on, that like you kind of bring in more animals and you can do it in like a multiplayer PvP mode where like it's like bears versus cougars or something like that, like. But it's useless as of just going up and becoming a buck. Like, what, you can drink water and charge animals, like, but it's pointless. Like,
I think down the line there will be some kind of missions surrounding this. There is going to be 3 more, apparently. I think it's the possum, the rabbit, and what's the other one? I can't remember which one it is. But I think there will, once they've all been released, I think there will actually make some missions around them, because there's rumours circulating, Choo Choo, that they're going to cost 30 gold bars a piece.
yeah, I wouldn't go and jump on that straight away. I'd wait until you'll see them be discounted. Like, they'll go on sale. Because for what it is now, it's definitely not worth 30 gold bars unless it gave you access to some missions or something, that you could do. Then I'd probably think about buying them. Like, you could do missions as a book or something, I don't know, something crazy. Like, but other than that, it's not worth it to be able to run around like in a pig pen for like 5 minutes.
Well, the thing was, I actually, when I went to that spot in Big Valley, there was a moonshine event to the north of where it was. And the first thing I did was charge in there and I actually like completely wiped a guy out who was walking with his mate. And the entire camp, there's a guy on a Gatling gun and everything. And it was absolutely crazy. So if they can make it so that there's more like events around it, I know there'd be a lot of fun to be had. So now we've got a bit settled in, I will say hello to people in the chat. At the top, Paul Barry. Is that your YouTube name there, Choo Choo, at the top?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's not my name,
okay.
but it's.
So hello then to Paul Barry, aka Choo Choo.
Hello to
Soaking
Yumper
Cheese.
Scumper.
Soaking Cheese is in the chat as well, asking questions. I will address them in a second. Lauren Amy, that's my lovely partner. She's sat just off camera, so let me know in the chat if you want me to turn the camera that way.
No.
Yumper Scump, hello there, thank you for joining us. And also Micah Bell. Micah Bell is a regular in my streams, and thank you very much, mate, because that is awesome. Like, as soon as I go live, Micah Bell appears, and it's like, oh, dude, and he keeps me going through the stream, so thank you very much, mate. So we've got a couple of questions there. One question, and it's Soaking Cheese asked this, and he said, I heard about the properties update. Now, all about this, right? There's a number of properties around the map, ranging from, I think it's like 30 gold bars or something, right up to a rumoured 600 gold bars for a mansion in Saint Denis. This is quite a talking point at the minute. Would you agree, Choo Choo, that the 600 gold bars is a little bit extreme? But I think there's so many people now stacking that many gold bars. There does need to be like a substantial kind of status symbol purchase, you know what
That's
I mean?
it. You need something for the people who are out there grinding, and like you need something for those people to stand apart, you know, from the ordinary player, like, you know. Because what's the point in having all this gold and you're basically just going around like every other bum shooting animals and doing this, like, you know.
Yes.
I'd imagine when they bring in new roles, maybe if they brought in, like, I don't know, like a bandit role or something, like maybe you might need to have like a hideout or something, like, and maybe you could use the mansion as like your hideout or something, like, you know.
Similar, you mean like similar to GTA Online?
Yes, similar to that. Like, I don't know. It could be something completely different. It's just a wild guess, like, you know.
Yeah. Well, what I really hope is that by the end of the year, to go along with the new consoles coming out, these, you know, PC killers. Sort of, I don't mean to slag off the next generation consoles, but they've already kind of been put into like last gen before they've even been released. But that's just my own opinion. I think what they'll do is similar to GTA Online. They'll release a significant update for Red Dead, especially the online portion of the game, to kind of push it to the next gen players to like buy it again. And that's what I think they'll do. Probably to go along with the properties will be like similar to GTA Online, like a heist planning room, or down the line that's what it will be. And you will need like a fairly substantial property to do that. Just my theories, not anything confirmed or anything like that. Mr. 313 says, hello, Mark. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us. Yes, indeed. Soaking Cheese says, dude, those prices sound atrocious. Now, I thought so, but when I first heard of them prices, I was on like 300 gold. Just get on them dailies, smash the dailies in, and within the space of like, what, 3-4 weeks, I'm nearly 500 gold. So, I mean, another week or two, I'll be on 600 gold, no problem. Yumper Scump says, I personally want one of the farmhouses outside of Blackwater because that's where my camp is always situated. I know which one you mean. There's the one with the windmill tower at the top. Yeah, I know which one you mean. That's very nice. Soaking Cheese says, if those prices are that high, I hope properties are more than aesthetics, as much as I love aesthetics. Now, I originally thought with the properties that they'd actually be bought for dollars, and then all the aesthetic stuff inside, like fancy curtains and a fancy bear rug and all that lot, it'd all be like gold. But I was
thinking maybe customizing the house. You could use the other things that they already have in the game, like legendary animals, to like feed to your house, to like upgrade the house, and, you know, stuff like that. And it could be like a showroom. You never know. You could have like legendary bear heads inside the sitting room or something, you know.
I've just had a great plan. Imagine if you bought one of them mansions in Saint Denis, and they've got them big gardens, haven't they? Imagine if you could set up your own little personal zoo in the garden.
Or a taxidermy or something, and you had them all out here on the lawn.
Like a big mount, you know what I mean? With like, I don't know, like a legendary bear or something. I don't know, yeah. Soaking Cheese says he's done the maths, and it's actually a streak of like 40 days. If you do your dailies, that's like 98 gold bars a week.
Yeah, you get 11 gold a day from doing the dailies, and that's not including if you get a little bit extra from, like, say one of the dailies is showdown related or free roam event related or something like that.
And then resetting challenges and treasure maps and things like that. Yeah, you can easily smash 100 gold bars a week.
Yeah.
Yumper Scump says craftable trophies from legendary animals. Not a bad idea. Like the heads mounted on the wall.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like if you had like, you know, like you had like a, I don't know, like a hunting room like that you went into inside the mansion, you know, like, not a way, that was something of the day that he had, like, you know.
Yeah. So Micah Bell says if properties are going to be that expensive, there better be a lot of cosmetic upgrades. Yes, and you know that them cosmetic upgrades will also cost a lot of gold bars. So to live comfortably in your mansion, you're going to need about 1,000. That includes buying it.
Yeah.
You know, a mansion in Saint Denis is going to have fine tapestry options. With rugs, and loads of crazy stuff like that. Micah Bell says trophy heads will give Gus more of a purpose. Yes, indeed. So I can't believe it. We've only been going like 10 minutes and we've got like 9 people watching. If you know of anybody who'd be interested in this stream, please share it out, because obviously this will be a weekly thing. I will say at the end, sort of round up and everything. I do intend to roll for about an hour. That's going to be the thing. Leave everyone wanting more. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows about that? I hope you like the setup and anything. If you got any suggestions for how I could make the setup of it better, I think it looks pretty good. Would you agree, Choo Choo?
Yeah, it's all fine there. It's all
I could
good.
put like some borders around things and all fancy stuff, but I'd prefer it without the bells and whistles. Okie dokie. So, also a lot of people then have been having problems with finding legendary animals, including people in the Discord server, which is linked down below. So feel free to join. I don't mean to like plug the Discord server too often, but please join it. And we get asked a lot of questions, don't we, Choo Choo? So in the chat right now, if you've got questions about legendary animal hunting, specifically the free roam ones, but any in general, even if it's like animal specific or cooldowns or anything, if there's some guys to ask, it's me and Choo Choo, because we've spent a ridiculous amount of time, haven't we, Choo Choo, hunting these things down. So,
yeah, crazy.
Soaking Cheese says, my friend and I are in low poly Guarma on the coast in free roam right now. Very nice. Now, we did actually try the method of kind of blasting into Guarma, and you did actually get quite far in, didn't you, Choo Choo?
Well, yeah, I did. I got up, I kind of came up a hill, but when I got to the top of the hill, what I was looking at was fully rendered. Like everything was every textures, reflections, everything on all the trees and the leaves and everything rendered in. And I got to look at it for about 2-3 seconds, and then I was spawned into Blackwater. Or into Saint Denis.
I know, and that's the kicker, because it does take a long time to get to Guarma in Red Dead Online. But I need to keep trying. Can you just imagine one day getting there and harvesting them parrots?
Oh, God.
Choo Choo has wild dreams about that sort of thing.
Wild erotic dreams.
Okay, maybe a little bit too much there, but okay. Oh, dearie me. So obviously I've got a load of videos on the way, and when I first did that legendary animal hunting your questions answered part 1, I am eventually going to do a part 2, because I have been posed some other questions and whatnot, and I will get round to that. So if you want to post some questions to me in the chat that weren't answered in that video, or even if they were and you didn't watch the video, that's fine. If you want to ask about the legendary animals, that's all good. I also did the leaked legendary animals and the my predictions on the legendary animals. So if anybody wants to ask any questions about that, feel free. I do think next Tuesday, the Tuesday coming up, I hope I'm right in saying that it'll be the legendary mooses, and that'll be the snowflake moose and the night moose. Maybe. Who knows? I definitely think it's going to be 2 free roam legendaries next week, but we'll see. So let's have a look then into the chat again. Soaking Cheese says, legendary animals just seem like a shallow experience to me. There's an abundance of rare animals you can either skin or take samples of. Fair enough, but the legendary animals are particularly special, and it makes them more special, I think, the free roam ones, that they do take a lot of effort to get them all.
I think they're going to be a part of a grander scheme. Like, you really are. Like, I have a feeling you're going to need the stuff from the legendary animals to craft stuff. Like, why do you get legendary, like a legendary bison horn, a legendary beaver tooth, but you don't use any of them to craft anything? They don't craft any trinkets, and when you look at them in the menu, they're yellow, like, you know, so they're for something later on in the game, like. Like, more trinkets are gonna come into it. That's a guarantee. Like, and they'd be like trinkets the exact same as the story mode, I'd imagine. You know, you'll have trinkets that will stack on top of other trinkets, like for the one for need to clean your weapons less and stuff like that. You know, I just have a feeling like there's a grander scheme to them, and they're gonna come into it later on in the game.
That is highly likely, to be fair. You do get like the beaver tooth and all that lot, and I've often thought,
Yeah,
you really get anything for them. Why even add that if it's
like
going to be garments, you know?
Yeah, you only need normal animal parts. Like, that's what when I first looked at it, I thought it was like, oh, so you need a legendary beaver tooth to craft that trinket. And it's like, no, you just need a normal beaver tooth and a normal buck antler. Like, you don't, nothing is legendary that you need to craft the trinket. And just thought that was weird. Just thought that was odd.
Fair enough. I just love the legendary garments. Lauren Amy says, parrots! Right, yeah, nice. Thanks for your input.
You are very welcome, my friend.
Okay. Micah Bell says, in the future, I'd love to see more things added for single player. And Yumper Scump agrees he wants story DLC as well. I will address that real quick because, like, the other day, well, a couple of nights ago, I was running the 360 emulator on PC specifically for the reason to see what the state of Red Dead 1 is on PC at the minute, and it's very, very promising. So I'm thinking maybe doing some videos related to Red Dead 1 stuff, possibly even like some sort of long play live stream series. Who knows? I'm just considering. I'm going to look at Lauren because she's like, not more live streams. But yeah, I am very tempted because the first thing I did, I tested going to Blackwater and Tall Trees and the bridge is out and you can't get to Mexico right away, but I rode the coast of New Austin and you can see the settlements, they're right up against the shore, and I know that a lot of people didn't actually play Red Dead 1, so I think it'd be very interesting to at very least play through some of it and discuss some of the locations and things like that, because Mexico is like a giant deal for me. If they add Mexico to Red Dead 2 online, it's going to be a deal breaker, isn't it, Choo?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, it really is. Mexico is just amazing in Red Dead 1. Yumper Scump says, I completed the Legendary Animal Compendium so far. Very nice. Have you had help from the Discord link below? Right. Just link it
shameless,
in.
Absolutely shameless.
Absolutely shameless plug. I do apologise. Okay, so Micah Bell says, I want more bounties for single player like the leader of the Mayfreeze. Yeah, the problem is though, if you do like the leader of the Mayfreeze, then it kind of disrupts the story mode because like the story mode is set after Red Dead, so you know, you kind of have to keep it canon, if you know what I mean, by not interfering too much with what happens leading into the story mode there. But more bounties indeed, even if it is just like one of like the lieutenants of the Mayfreeze. I don't think the Mayfreeze really have like a military type gang structure, but you know, they're all like inbred hillbillies, but never mind. Soaking Cheese says, I feel like we should be able to do more with the legendary animal skins because so far it's really just garment sets which are like a reskin coat with a different hood. I will admit, the actual coats for the legendary garments are for the most part absolute trash. Especially the Red Street Coyote. That is probably the ugliest clothing item in the game. If you're not sure what it looks like, it's like a dark grey and it's got like orange fur round the neck and on the sleeves. And orange and grey are not two colours that really go together. It looks like sick in a bad way. There we go. What's your thoughts on that, Choo Choo? The garments, the coats are ugly, aren't they? We really do need an option.
I don't wear any of them, but I hope when they do bring in like the legendary bear and the legendary moose, that it is a different coat because it's a much larger animal. Like I feel like the legendary coats now, it's like they're too small, they're too tight or something, like, you know? Like you're at the skin in a big gigantic elk and you have this tiny little jacket and then this big gigantic head with big gigantic ears. It's just, they should
Okay.
make different kind of like. Should I at least made three different types of like base jacket or something,
That are like interchangeable.
Yeah,
Or they
yeah,
should just
like
make it where the animal garments is just a hat. It just classes a hat and you can just wear it with anything else. I think that's probably the best way to do it, I think. The amount of options that I'd open up, because you are stuck with an ugly jacket. Like, say if you got the Red Street Coyote, and like I've got a full garment set. I think I call it like Red Menace or something like that. It's like this flamboyant red hat, and it's all red, with red and gold and all. And if you had like the Red Street Coyote hat on that, it'd just look amazing. But you're stuck with that horrible grey jacket, and the Red Street Coyote head with the colours of it look really good, but it's just ruined by that jacket. So let's get back to the chat here then. So Soaking Cheese says Mexico should be added to Red Dead Redemption 2, whether it be story, DLC or online. There's just so much stuff out of the map, I'm surprised they didn't use more of it. Now, me and Chucho are kind of aficionados at getting out of the map and exploring. I know, nice word there. It's like pluck. Yeah, and Mexico especially it's just a massive deal breaker. I mean, if they add Mexico, it's like the same size, maybe a touch bigger as like New Austin, but it has a completely different flavour to the map completely, with all the massive stone pillars, that sort of bridge, that massive rock arch thing, the prison, all the different things that are there. I mean, there's just so much potential there as well. All the roads are in place.
imagine how much money a remaster of that would make. Imagine like how many people would buy that,
Oh, yes, indeed.
God, insane.
So Yumper Scump says, I feel like once you complete a legendary animal, you should get a belt buckle depicting that legendary animal. Oh, like completing it in the compendium. Yeah, that's definitely a good idea there. I'm just going to go through there. Micah Bell says there's a lot of animals outside of the maps. Yeah, and the pathing's broken. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of like a bit of a nightmare on live streams for pulling out a knife and just poor defenseless wildlife just running up and just slashing the hell out of it. And I'm like, oh, sorry, and it just dies, and I'm like, oh, okay. Soaking Cheese says, I got no clue why Rockstar added black screens to Guarma and stuff. It wasn't there before. Hell, there's a bunch of stuff they removed from beta that was cool. Fair enough, yeah. The thing is with Guarma, I think they're keeping that back for a special occasion as well. I'm sure they're going to do some kind of, at very least, some limited time events in Guarma and set it kind of like posse infighting, where you just get like a square. And if you go out of bounds, you just get like 5 seconds to get back in or something like that. But once again, there's so much potential there in Guarma, and it is very disappointing when you're trying these different methods to get into the high res bit and you get that black screen. It's like another 45 minutes wasted. just to get a black screen back to Saint-Denis. And it's like that by design. I think if they just did a black screen from any of the outer map areas, I think they would probably like to do that, but I think it's probably more beneficial for them to let you build your hopes up all the way around every time and hope you just get bored of travelling that bit down the side of the map, rather than, oh no, don't let them get out the map. Just let them get out the map and keep trying Guarma, and then it'll keep bringing like a bit more like mystique to it and a bit more enthusiasm for it. Micah Bell says the third meteorite is still missing from single player. It is very possible they could do a Red Dead 2 DLC. Now, the way I theorise that'd work would be essentially, spoiler alert, by the way. So if you haven't played Red Dead 2 story, which I highly recommend you do,
It made me cry.
it made Lauren cry. It's that good. No spoilers, not for that bit anyway. But spoiler alert now. You play as Arthur Morgan, and obviously you do pass away. Then you play as John Marston, right? But the thing is, at the end of like the epilogue, you get like $20,000, like the camp's or the group's money, and build a house and get the family life you always wanted. So why does it make sense that you carry on robbing trains and holding people up, when in reality it'd be better if you then carried on as Sadie Adler? Just my opinion. Okay, just throwing that out there.
I wouldn't have been happy though. John, if anybody who's played Red Dead 1, John's my boy, you know what I mean? That's...
Oh no, I'm not saying in Red Dead 1 you shouldn't play as John Marston. Very much so.
No, but at the end of Red Dead 2, I wouldn't have been happy if I would have played as Sadie. Not saying that I didn't like her, it's just I was expecting, like when I knew that art I got sick, I was like, right, we're gonna finish this off as John. I had a feeling, like, you know.
So Red Lord's jumped in, he goes, mate. Hello, mate, Red Lord. Hello there. Hello. Thank you for joining. My IQ is 2. Hello there. Thank you for joining. I am just working through the chat at the minute. My IQ is 2 has been very helpful on the Out of Bounds live streams, giving me a lot of good tips. So thank you, mate, and thank you for joining us. Yumper Skumps as professional map breakers. Now, professional is where you make money out of it. I've never made a penny, so, you know, I'm more of a map breaking enthusiast. You know, that's more what I'd call it. Red Lord says, just relax, have a little fun, then proceeds to kill defenseless animals with a knife. Yeah, Red Lord, when I'm doing live streams, tends to quote me a lot in the chat, and I do like that because it is funny, because I don't realise just some of the ridiculous things I say sometimes. Very Doodoo 123 says, haha, I knew it. Oh, relating to Choo Choo as the special guest, yes. Soaking Cheese says, a Guarma event does sound very nice. If anything, they should let us like fast travel to Guarma. Maybe Harriet has us go after animals there. Now, I remember a time after the Moonshiners update, and then obviously with the pandemic and all that lot, and basically Red Dead just died an absolute death. Like nothing new was added, you know, maybe a new hat now and again. And yeah, I got so bored of it. Really, I'd log in every day, do like 2 dailies. And I logged in the next day one time. I was on a 170-day streak, and I logged in the next day, didn't have a daily streak. And it was at that point I put the game down for at least a month, maybe 6 weeks, something like that. And all that time, all there was talk about, wouldn't it be good if they do this? Wouldn't it be good if they do that? Wouldn't it be good if they fix all of these bugs? You know, and the game was just an absolute state with nothing to do. And kind of that conversation's still on the go today. I do think that Red Dead Online is still wasting so much potential of what's possible. Don't you think, Choo Choo?
Major, like there's the robberies is the main. It needs robberies. It needs to stop with this collecting flowers, taking pictures. All that crap needs to stop. This is a game where we need to shoot people in the face and take their lunch money, and that's it.
The lunch money.
Yeah, we need some money. We need some hard earned criminal money. None of this legit going around bleeding, selling like crap for $2 and all to the feds and all this shit. Like, you know, we need to be out there making money, real money.
Like, you know, let's go sedate this animal and take a sample for that weirdo woman in that shack over there. Like, I'm pretty sure that cowboys want up to that sort of thing. Like ruthless criminals of the late 1800s, I'm sure there wasn't going around collecting specimens from animals and stuff for some woman who lives in the woods. You know, like.
But if you look at all, like, through all of the updates, we've gotten like an upgrade for every kind of satchel. Like, you know, you have like for like your provision satchel for your food, and you know, just all your satchels have been upgraded apart from your valuable satchel. That's the only one that hasn't been upgraded, and I imagine that's going to come with the next big update. Like, because in order to upgrade the valuable satchel, you need a reason to, and you'd have to be robbing stuff to need an upgrade for the satchel. So I have a feeling it's going. Who knows? Train robberies could come into a force before heists. Like, I could imagine going onto a train and robbing the train, and like going around with a bag and just having a load of people just put a load of valuables basically in the bag.
Okay.
Because it was like that. It was like that in the story mode. It was like that in the story mode when you went on, you robbed the train. People like actually gave you items, like, you know. So maybe it'll be like that in story mode, or in online.
Sorry, mate. I keep
Go ahead.
trying to like jump in. Soaking Cheese says a Guarma event does sound very nice. If anything, they should let us like fast travel to Guarma. Maybe Harriet has us go after animals there. This is what a lot of people are saying. It would be brilliant if you could even just pay like 20 gold bars to some guy on the docks at Saint Denis who offers to like smuggle you in. And once you've bought that, it just becomes a fast travel option. I mean, what's up with that? Really none. And one of the main questions I've been posed about that is, well, they haven't really set any proper outer bounds boundaries or anything like that. Well, for one, in story mode there wasn't, but if you go too far you get shot by the invisible sniper. Or just create it where it's like posse infighting, where if you go too far out of bounds you just get kicked back to the main bit of the island. The easiest solution to an easy problem there. And I do think Guarma will eventually appear. You know, a lot of people are like, it's just this tiny little bit of tropical island, but I disagree. Adding Guarma would be significant, especially if you can hunt animals there. Guarma would add into pretty much every role. You could have bounties there, you could have like moonshine business there, trader business there even. Like you have to get your wagon to this bit on the docks, and then from there in Guarma you have to carry on the delivery. I mean, there's endless possibilities. Okay, so Micah Bell says most gang members have custom guns, most gang members have custom guns. I wish when they die you can pick up the guns, for example, Sean. Yeah, in story mode there is all them custom guns, but obviously in the online mode you've got all the possibilities to kind of make your own up anyway.
Yeah,
so,
but some of the skins are really nice. Like, you know, I seen a picture of a skin that's coming in for the rolling block with the Halloween update, and it's like this nice wood, purple and gold skin, and I think it has skulls on it. It looks really nice, like, you know. So
nice.
That's where I think you might need to worry about getting gang members guns, because they're going to be constantly bringing in skins for the guns that are going to be like one of a kind, like, you know.
Okay, so Very Doodoo 123 says, yeah, outlaw role needs to happen. And I think that'll be the flip side of the coin to the lawmaker role, which is apparently coming, which is like an extension of the bounty hunter thing. So we'll see, but that would be very, very good. Mr. 313 says, Choo Choo's so right. It's took me that long to get to your comment, mate. I can't even remember what that relates to, so please elaborate in the chat. Mr. 313 is kind of jostling to be a future guest on here, so be nice to him. You know, otherwise he might not agree. Yumper Scump says, Choo Choo proclaims that you should shoot people in the face and steal their lunch money. Yes, yes. Micah Bella, an outlaw role would give a purpose for the lockbreaker. Yeah, that lockbreaker is completely useless. Isn't it? Have you ever had one of them lockbreakers, Choo Choo?
Yeah, well, you say it's useless, right? But there's a mission that you do, a story mission, where you have to go and kill Montez or something, and you got to go and kill his general in Van Horn, and he's sitting in the bar, and when you walk up to the door at the side, you have an option to kick the door in or open it silently with the lockbreaker. So maybe it could be used in missions later on or down the line doing other bank robbery stuff, like, you know.
Yeah, I do think that the lockbreaker is in there for a reason, because so far I've not found a door that you can use it on. Have you found one?
Well, you can use it on some of the wagons I know. To get into the back of the wagons, you can use a lockbreaker.
Yeah, you can just shoot the lock anyway, can't you?
Yeah, but I think you can do it to like sneaky to like not aggro the driver, like, you know.
Fair enough, but they are a bit of a waste of money for what they are. You know, if you're gonna be doing robberies, you got to do them loud and dumb, aren't you? Just like Lester says in GTA Online, you do this like quiet and whatever, or you go in loud and dumb. I can't remember the exact quote, but you know, the loud and dumb options just like smash your way in through the front door with the alarms going off and just rob the place. Like rather than the gas in the vents and all that lot, and everyone's knocked out. You know, like on the first sort of like semi-heist thing you do on the jewelry store. So Yumper Scump says he does like the idea of the outlaw stuff. Well, a lot of people do. Just any extra role activities at the minute It'd be
We
fantastic.
haven't been given the opportunity to be outlaws, like, you know, once, like, everything has been the goody two shoes role, you know.
Yeah, it's just getting harder and harder to be a bad cowboy, isn't
Yeah.
it? Mr. 313 says a lawman role would balance an outlaw role. Yeah, and I think if it was based upon your honour rating, or you could do one or the other, because I mean, if you was going to have an outlaw role and a lawman role, you can't really do them both at the same time. And it'd probably inspire like free roam events where when you start the mission, anybody who's got the outlaw role would then try and stop the lawman, and then any of the lawmen would have to try and stop the outlaws, something like that, but free roam based, something like that. There's not a lot of details about it, but I do like to speculate. So Mr. 313 says he meant shooting people in the face. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Red Lord, there's only one box that you need the lock breaker for, and you can just shoot it open. Yeah, it's just completely pointless. So next up then, I will refer to my book of tricks, because I have got... I did have a tab open somewhere about the patch notes or whatever. I will look that up real quick, because I did have the tab open, and I've gone and closed it. But I will find it again, just to find all the latest information and chat through some of that. If you have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and they will be addressed as quick as possible. Oh, more comments. Mr. 313 says a nice free roam PvP. Yes. Now the PvP events where you get pulled into like a showdown mode or whatever, I hate them. I really, really hate them with a passion. I really do, because you do get hackers in there on PC. Just ruins it for everybody, and you do get a lot of sweats in there as well, who you just get annihilated. I'm more of a chilled gamer. I like to just potter about and get things done bit by bit. Micah Bell says another thing that needs a purpose is honour. It would also give the old man Joe a purpose. Yeah, definitely. Soaking Cheese has got information here. My friend and I are at the high poly border to Guarma, but it's night and foggy. We'll wait until day to continue. Yeah, just a quick bit of advice. Once you've gone all the way south of the high poly bit, and then you go round, trying to sort of picture this as well as I can. If you go round like that, and then you can see the volcano, it's really, really high up. You go all the way to the top of there, and I do believe that's the highest point you can get to. You actually get above the clouds, and I think Red Lord quoted me on one live stream saying, I think it was something along the lines of, what was it? These clouds are almost as good as the ones in Flight Simulator, but don't quote me on that. But he ended up quoting me. Never mind, you know, because I didn't want the Flight Sim crew to come over and start slagging me off. So no, our clouds are better. Right? But you ride down that volcano. There's like one straight ridge that goes down. You get to the high poly bit of Guarma, and then there's like a little lip of land that sticks up, and kind of to the east of that. There's like a slope, and you can kind of, if you get the dynamite right and you get two people with you can like blast your friend down the slope, like you just see the body sliding in, and give it the full amount of time to respawn while you're in that mission, and the kind of respawn where the body is. So I'm kind of thinking maybe, you know, if they've made the respawn barrier really thick, it might even be possible to kind of sled your friend into Guarma. I don't know. I'm trying anything, trust me. Soaking Cheese says at certain points out of bounds you can hear Guarma's music. We hear that music. Now, unfortunately, I do generally play with the game on either very low or muted volume. So, kind of haven't heard that, but, you know, I'll keep an ear out for it. I'll put some volume on it in future, something like that. There we go. Are we on? Have we found the patch notes? No, we haven't. Okie dokie. So I'm looking for the patch notes. Will someone link them for me, please? Because I did have them open, and for some reason I've gone and closed it. Oh, I found them. Okay. So next up then, we have talked a little bit about vitalism studies, and a few people have done the guide where if you use one of them Harriettum plants and you sat at the campfire, you like sprinkle it in, and a ghost book appears at your camp. That's not really very good, is it? I know it's like a little hidden secret, like Easter egg almost, because it doesn't tell you can do that, but you know, a load of people have made guide videos about it and they've got like thousands of views, and I thought it's not really good enough content really for me to make a video about. I'd make my guide video for that, I'd be like less than a minute, you know what I mean? So I don't really want to make a video about that. Micah Bell says, I hope Rockstar adds characters that are mentioned in single player but are never seen in online. Okay, be more specific, because there is a lot of characters in single player.
One of them is one of the dudes from the gang, Davey, I think, is it? Name is Davey, I think.
I'm not sure.
He's actually in the models as well, though. You know that if you look through the mod menu, he's in the models.
Yeah. Now, when you actually like see the mod menu online, there is a lot of assets that are unused in Red Dead Online. A whole load of assets, obviously including the legendary animals. Now, I have had a few people say to me on PC, there was a hacker in the session that, you know, spawned a Iwakta panther, and they killed it and skinned it, but they didn't take it to Gus for the garment. Because could you imagine, that's just going to be an instant flag that you've been involved in some kind of hacking. Like that you took it to Gus and you've got the garment early. You know, there's instantly going to put question on your account there. But I don't know. Hackers on PC kind of do run rife, so, you know, set up them solo lobbies. I know at the minute, Red Dead Online, the lobbies are really small. This has kind of been like a major talking point for a lot of people. I do watch a lot of Red Dead Online related videos from other YouTubers and stuff, and the kind of small lobbies are a bit weird at the minute. Wouldn't you agree, Choo Choo?
I was thinking that maybe it's a way to kind of like weed out the hackers on the PC, because it's crazy on PC. Like, it's crazy what they can do to you. It's crazy what they can do to you. Like, they can basically track your account, and you know when you come online. So they're sitting there, and then you know you're online. They can crash it to desktop. Some of them can even like literally go and get to your router and just send a lot of traffic to your router, and you can't even get online. Like, it's ridiculous. Like,
it is insane. And I was actually having issues with somebody online, and basically they did that to me. And I'm not going to admit I used a mod. It was a completely benign mod that basically this mod. Basically, when you load the game up, it's called Skip Legal Screen mod. And when the game first loads up, you get that sort of disclaimer, you know, we're not responsible for what happens online and all that lot. It skips that. Then when you go into online, you are in a genuine solo lobby. Like, if anybody tries to join your game, on their end, it comes up with unable to join incompatible assets. Now, this dude was on my case for about a day or two, just wouldn't leave me alone. As soon as I load into a game, there'd be giant warships falling on me from the sky, hot air balloons, the giant alligator from story mode had just chomped me right down the middle. Yeah, it was absolutely crazy. And I did actually screen cap whenever I went online, so I might even one day do a best of me getting hacked compilation. I don't know, because some of it I was actually giggling like, well, at least they're inventive, you know. But whenever I came online, I just could not get anything done. So I ended up using that mod, which probably frustrated him because they was trying to force the way into my game. And it just be coming up with, you know, incompatible assets and whatnot. But hacking has been a problem on PC from day one. From day one, there was like issues with that stuff. Probably not day one, but, you know, within the first few days anyway. Right, there's a lot of chat to get through. So there we go. Red Lord says, searching the seas for info from Rockstar. It's not water, it's blue hell. Yeah, that's kind of one of my catchphrases when I do these exploration live streams. Whenever I see blue hell, it kind of looks like water from a distance until you get close and it is blue hell. And I have fell into blue hell numerous times, on purpose and accidentally. Soaking Cheese says, I've got on that old man that sits in your camping online in the bio who's interesting. I've only seen him twice. Yeah, he does just appear, doesn't he? I'd like it if he was like that fortune teller guy from the blind man from Story Mode, and you give him some money and he gives you he tells you fortune, and then like a mission or two down the line it ends up happening. It's all very cryptic. It's not like spoilers or anything like that. Lauren says, have some goddamn faith, Arthur. Yeah. Best impression I can do, unfortunately. Micah Bell says, people like Mac, Jenny and Bessie. There is so many interesting characters from Story Mode that could be introduced, most definitely. My IQ is 2 says, OMG. I think he's speaking about the hackers there. Soaking Cheese says, Rockstar needs to add a lot more customizability with your clothing. We should be able to wear most neckwear of our shirts, unbuttoned like Arthur. We need satchels too. They do add new items now and again, but do you mean like specifically being able to tweak certain garments that are there? Something like that, maybe?
What we really need is new positions to put the holsters in, not have our guns where they are. Like, we need to be able to like have holsters that, like, you know, would you ever see if you go kind of at the like on the side of your rib, like, you know, or just different positions to put your holsters in, you know, because it's ridiculous the way they clip through some clothing and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, when you wear the gun belts, ammo belts and that, they do tend to not fit properly. They're kind of round and your body's like not round, you know, and there's always a bit of clearance there. My IQ is 2 says, I've been experimenting with Guarma online with moonshine missions, and guess what? And doesn't finish the statement. So please let me know, guess what? Obviously, if you don't want to say in here, if you want to let me know. And if you don't want me to, if you have got to the high-res Guarma and you show me a method and you don't want me to make a video, I won't, I promise. I really do promise. I just want to get to Guarma. Micah Bell says, yeah, Davey is seen once, but you see his dead body. There's a lot of people you see in Red Dead Online, in Red Dead Redemption, where they're not really that featured in the online mode. Soaking Cheese says, I've always thought there should be a mode in online that's a lot like offensive and defensive mode, where it just makes the game much more like story. I would like it if they had more story missions. The story missions are actually really good, but they're just short and sweet, aren't they?
One of the main problems is you can only start like one mission, and then you have to wait. Like, you can quick join a mission, but you'll never get to like do the mission you want to do, and you have to do it with randoms. Like, they should do it like GTA, where there's like a mission playlist, you know, like where you might get to play like 5 missions in a row, or go to a menu where you get to pick a different mission, like, you know, something like. It's very limited, like. And now they're going to expand them story missions as well, because there's one more chapter left in that Jessica Leclerc stuff.
It needs to happen, doesn't it? Sooner than later.
Yeah, definitely.
There we go. I'm just looking there. Yeah, Soaking Cheese says, in that mode you move more realistically and you holster and unholster your guns instead of them appearing in your hand. They should add upgrades and stuff, a lot like Arthur's upgraded holster and bandolier in online. I think with the upgraded holsters and bandoliers and stuff from the story mode, I think they don't want to introduce them to online because they don't want you to carry like too much of certain types of ammo. Because, I mean, if you could carry 20 explosive rounds on your pistols, your rolling block, your repeater, then some dynamite arrows, you're just going to be unstoppable, aren't you, with like 20 of each of them. You know, it's just going to be Grief City, you know. I'm just looking at the rest of these. Micah Bell, do you think the Legend of East Satchel will get added online? I don't know. That's the best answer I've got for that. Yumper Scump said, I'm not sure why, but I want backpacks. Fair enough. Might interfere with the bandoliers a little bit, but my IQ is 2 has finished his story about experimenting with Guarma, and he was black screened, sad face. Yes, indeed, I really want to see a method to get into Guarma online, and I'm willing to say to people, you know, if you show me, I won't make a video. Yeah, that's fair enough, and I promise I won't. Just want to get there, that's all. Micah Bell, backpacks, I don't think they existed yet. Yeah, I think they'll just carry on adding bandoliers and things. Soaking cheese, LMAO, IQ. Yeah, indeed. You had me going there. I'll gear that. You did. I was like, he's being very cryptic. And guess what? When I got to the edge of Guam, guess what happened? It was a black screen. Just like every other time. Yumper Scump says, oh yeah, they were invented in the 29. The 29, lol. I meant 1900s. Yes, fair enough. So, obviously we are just going to keep rolling for whenever. I did intend to stick for about an hour, but I'm really happy with how this is going. If you know anybody who'd like to join the stream, or even just share it out willy-nilly, as however you like, share it out. Because I am going to be doing this stream every week. Next week, unfortunately, I am busy on Friday, but I will be rolling on Saturday night. I will remind you at the end of the stream as well that next week the stream will be on Saturday. Even though it's the first stream, and I'm like, it'll be every Friday. It's like first stream. It'll be on Saturday next week. Micah Bell says, the Legends of East satchel lets you hold 99 of each item, so 99 gun oil. Yeah, that would be good if it was just items you could hold. That would be absolutely fine. Imagine that, Choo Choo. You'd have to go and collect 99 of every critter.
Yeah, but he won't do that. He'll drip feed like everything for like a, you know what I mean, with updates like the way they've done it so far, like with the moonshiner you can hold more provisions, and the same with the trader, you could hold more animal parts, and you know that's why they'll do that. He'll just drip feed the content like for the satchel, and I don't know what, maybe you'll bring in a satchel as like an item, like, you know, like something that you can have to just have on your character visible, because at the moment you don't have anything like that. You increase your storage, you know.
Yes, indeed. So, what's next? I'll have a look at these patch notes right here, and we'll find something else. Okay, the Shadow Book mission. What's your thoughts on that, Choo Choo?
It was alright. Like that, all the missions, to be honest with you, they aren't really great. Like, you know, it's just that's more drip feed content. You know. You get me? I'd probably even prefer if it was in a free roam, because I feel like if they're harder to get or something, like, you know, there's a bit of an event going out to find it in free roam, where there's when you're missing, you know, you're getting it. It's guaranteed. Like.
Yeah, and I'm not kidding. You know, that first week when the free roam missions started getting added, and it was the Banded Gator, I believe, wasn't it? And I'd stayed up like all night and all the way through to like dinner time the next day, and it was like checking the free roam map, and it was like, oh, there's nothing even being added. Like, that's not even fun. And then someone was like, oh no, there's a new Harriet mission. I was like, oh, what? I went there and I was expecting this big epic mission, you know what I mean? And I had that mission done in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, it plops you right in front of the alligator, and it's like, okay, sedate or skin the alligator, and it's like,
yeah,
what's even the point in that?
Have an alligator.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, and it looks exactly like the Sun Gator as well.
Yeah. Now, when I was sent them pictures of the leaked legendary animals, and I saw the picture of a Banded Gator, I was like, I think they might have got the model wrong on that one, because it looks just like a Sun Gator. Like, but I'm told it's a Banded Gator, but it looks just like a Sun Gator. And the actual garments for them are near identical, aren't they?
Yeah.
Near identical, yeah. And then they added that Milk Coyote mission, and I had that done in like 2 minutes. I thought after that mission and doing the garment, I thought, I was going to make quite an extensive video out of this. And then it was like, I'll do a quick guide video, but I'm not going out my way to do it. And then since then there's been the Shadow Book mission, and I haven't even done a guide video on it, because why would you? It's basically guaranteed you'll get it.
Yeah, exactly.
And, yeah, you know, you just have to look up a picture about the garment. Yeah.
the only thing I enjoy is probably like the small little bit of cutscene where you get to see some animations from the animal. Like that's it. Like like
Oh yeah, I do like the cutscenes. To be
on the
fair.
alligator one, like you got to see the alligator like
Oh yes, they do make
ripping a
great
deer apart.
thumbnails. I'll give them that.
Mm.
You know, it's like really easy to make a thumbnail around like the action shot of that. Yumper Scump says the new missions are too easy. Yeah, maybe they should have like a scalable difficulty on them. You know what I mean? Where just adds loads of like wild animals. You know, or it takes like triple the amount of bullets to take it down. Micah Bell says Rockstar never showed what happened in between 1899 and 1907. Like, where does Bill go after Arthur dies? Well, that's where Red Dead 1 kind of picks up.
Yeah.
Bill actually goes to Fort Mercer with Dutch, and they run off to Fort Mercer, and that's where Red Dead 1 begins. And that's probably where the name like Red Dead Redemption came from as well. I know there was like a Red Dead Revolver and all that lot, but it was like a story of redemption for John Marston and everything. And I think storyline-wise, they probably had Red Dead 2 as a prequel planned all along because everything fits into it so perfect from Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
It fits in far too perfect for it to be coincidence that that's how it is. But also, like I was saying when I was playing Red Dead 1, riding along the coast and whatnot, essentially when you see the other like towns and cities and that of Mexico across the water, you think they can't have sprung up in 7 years. That's an extensive kind of town, you know. that wouldn't have appeared in 7 years. But if you'd like to see some kind of live stream series, or at least like maybe a one-off live stream of Red Dead 1, and I'll talk about some of the map elements and different aspects of the game, you know, compared to Red Dead 2, while playing a bit of the story and all that lot, just let me know in the chat, because that's something I'm actually really keen on doing. So just let me know if you want to see that, and we'll get on that, you know what I mean? That's all good. So let's talk about weapons and that, Choo Choo, because at the minute a lot of people are asking me what my gun loadouts are and things like that, and ability cards, and I know you can talk at great depth about that stuff, and you know more about that stuff than me, including some of your like glitched like weapon skins and things like that. I mean, if you want to talk about that for a minute, and I'm just going to have a quick drag of a cigarette while you do, so I'll leave that with you. Let's start with that weird glitch thing that you do where you get like the snub nose variants of the weapons. Just explain that real quick.
Yeah, well, I think you might have patched some of them, like the one where you can get a white bolt action. Like you basically go in and you buy the variant for the weapon, and I don't know if you're on Xbox. I think it's press A. On PlayStation, press X. You just press X on the variant. Go back out into the menu where all your guns are, then go back in and press X on the same variant again, and then if you hear it make a little noise where it goes like a little thump, then, and even if your weapon hasn't changed, still go back out to the menu again and do it again, and just keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and eventually your weapon just changes. Sometimes, like even with the shotgun for the pump action, there's the trader variant for that shotgun. And when you do it with that, what you actually get is you get the trader skin on the weapon, but you can still have the weapon gold with all the metals on it and all their stuff, like, but you just get the skin around the wrap and around the actual pump action part as well. And the snub nose is the same as well. You get the scholar field, and you just keep doing the same thing with the variants, and you can eventually glitch it to where the gun has no barrel. Has no handle. It's just a trigger and a barrel. A trigger and a cylinder, sorry, in your hand.
Now, for next week's stream, would you be happy just to get a few pictures of that stuff? Because I'd love to talk about that in a bit more detail.
Yeah, the snub nose, yeah.
It does look good. So your ability card selection then, because a lot of people ask me about that. What's your favourite combo of ability cards?
Well,
maybe
it kind of differs. Like, you know, if I'm playing like if I'm playing where it's in free roam, you're just shooting NPCs, doing deliveries and all, I kind of have a certain set that I use. I use Paint the Black. I use Gunslinger's Choice because I like to use two revolvers. Like the Colt 80s are the meta, I think, and anyway, for me, like, they're the best, highest highest range out of the revolvers and heavy damage. Gunslinger's Choice is a beast of a card because when you have two of any, like, if it's pistols or anything, when you use that, it's like you have laser focus. There's no weapon sway, so that's my bread and butter. I use P Condition because that's another damage card, you know. So I like to run all damage cards for just killing NPCs like really quick. And I use Sharpshooter as well because I like to use a sniper. And when you use Sharpshooter with a sniper rifle, you take a lot more damage like before you go down, and you do a lot more damage as well with the sniper.
Okay,
And then
okay.
there's other ones I'd use if you're gonna go PvP and it was like you wanted like to take a lot of damage. There's a card called Slow and Steady, the Deadeye card, and then I'd use Iron Lung. That's another card that you can take a lot of damage. And then there's a defensive card called Fool Me Once, and that helps you take a lot more damage as well. Like I remember I was testing these cards out with somebody, and this is headshots now. I was shooting him with a pump action with slugs, point blank, and I think he took about 7 or 8 headshots before he died. Point blank. Like, seriously, like, what was his head made out of to be taking 7 shots of a shotgun? Like, and that's what I do see some people using in the PvP matches. You be saying, how was that possible? And you always notice they're in Deadeye when you're shooting them, but it's like you're doing no damage to them even when you shoot them in the head.
Okie dokie. I will address the chat again then. Lauren Amy says, I don't know who did this or how they did this. I saw a trailer on YouTube about a Red Dead Redemption film starring Kit Harington, Jon Snow in brackets. That's obviously some sort of mock or spoof, is it?
Yeah, but
What?
I don't know what it is, but it keeps
Wild.
coming up like...
Find it. Put it in the chat for us, please.
It keeps coming up with Red Dead Redemption film starring... Well, Kit Harington's obviously in it, because I think he's playing that John guy.
Ah,
And then it comes
John should just be played by John, the dude who does
Yeah.
his voice, you know?
Although when you see the guy who does John Marston's voice, he doesn't actually look anything like John Marston, of course. But John Marston just has that rugged, don't mess with me look, doesn't he?
I think he looks a lot like Clint. I think, you know, that like a Clint when he was young, like like when he's in A Few Dollars More and The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Like he kind of looks like him then. Like.
Okay, Soak and Cheese, real quick then. He says, so in more than one way to earn a mission, you can go to Sisika and give your friends guns and dupe your guns. Doesn't carry into free roam though. I did notice it was very strange when I've gone to Sisika. I've recently done a guide video, Lauren, if you'd like to link that in as well, real quick. if you'd like to link in my how to get to Sisika video, please. Right. The guards there all have worn carbine repeaters, and basically I've got like all gold weapons, and I sort of thought, what happens if like I lose my gun or something? But I did change eventually. I picked one of my non-gold guns and swapped it for that, and you can swap them in and out. And I thought, what happens if you fail the mission or go back to free roam while still holding the worn carbine repeater? Will it glitch? Do you know what I mean? It's a bit. I didn't really want to try it because I didn't want to lose my weapon there. Yes?
It says movie trailer concept, but I still don't know how they did it. But it looks actually really good if there was going to make a film.
Might be some kind of deep fake. Who knows? You know what I mean? Who really knows? Now, let's real quick then. Last topic. The Red Dead Redemption 1 remake rumours, because that is something as well I'd really like to talk about quick before we end the stream here. Now, how amazing would it be if they remade Red Dead 1 in the Red Dead 2 engine and then brought it out for like PS5 and Xbox Series X and PC, of course, but with like all the super high res graphics and everything, and then did like a crossover with Red Dead 2. So Red Dead 1 got all of the northern states added, including like Hannesburg, Van Horn, Strawberry Valentine, you know, all that lot. And then Red Dead 2 got Mexico. Oh! And apparently that is only rumours, and apparently it was like faked or something, but the rumours still carry on to this day, and I really hope it does happen. Now, if you imagine to fully make a game like Red Dead 2, it costs a lot of money. I can't remember the exact figure that it cost Rockstar to make Red Dead 2, but if you think all of the audio files, all of the scripts, you know, all the voice acting and everything is already in place from Red Dead 1. So that's a whole load of voice acting and everything out the way. The animations for the horses and the players and the characters and everything already in place. Most of the map is already made. You just need to tweak it so it's like looks like it does in Red Dead 1. But the wilderness areas are practically identical anyway. It wouldn't take too much effort to make Red Dead 1. Sell it as a full game again. I wouldn't mind buying it for full price if it was as like packed full of content as Red Dead 1 was, you know, especially if they rolled in the Undead Nightmares with it. The Undead Nightmares is so good.
Oh my god, what have they in DLC?
I know. And I remember when they did Red Dead 1, this was at a time when DLC was reasonably priced. The Undead Nightmare DLC on PS3 was £8. £8 for the full story mode and all the online stuff as well. £8.
Oh,
Is that
man.
the best £8 I ever spent on DLC? Hell yes, it was. Right? That was well earned £8. So, like I say, next Saturday will be this stream again. Same time, same place. This channel, 10 PM UK time, 5 PM Eastern time. You will have to adjust your times a little bit to account for time differences. I can't put every time zone in. We'll be here all day. But it will be next Saturday. I do already have plans for Friday, but every week after that, hopefully it will be on a Friday. And if you join the Discord down below, I will give plenty of notice of when the stream's going to be. And hopefully we get more and more people as we go along, kind of like try and snowball it a little bit with the latest updates and glitches and people coming asking questions and stuff. Be real fun. Choo Choo, thank you for being a great guest.
No worries, bud, no worries.
Yes. And I hope you've all enjoyed the stream. Thank you, everybody. If you haven't put a like on the stream, please consider doing so if you've enjoyed it. And sub in the channel if you haven't done already. I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat has subbed to me. That's all good. I don't mind. Thank you, everybody. And I've got a few other videos coming up. Some like funny ones and maybe little outtakes and stuff. And a few other guide videos. So, you know, stay tuned. There is more stuff coming. You know, I'm on it with these Red Dead videos and live streams at the minute. And yeah, that's about it from me. Any final words there, Choo Choo?
No, get your ass on for some Red Dead.
Yes, back to Red Dead. Yes. All right. So yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Tell anybody you know who likes Red Dead about these streams now. Going to be every week, and we'll catch you all again real soon. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and catch you all again. Who knows when, but definitely by next weekend. And have a great weekend, everybody. Farewell. Farewell, everybody.